I think it's actually going to be super interesting to see how those lanes play out, because there's been so much flexing, so many variations now. In the beginning, just expected, hey, it's going to be Leshrac and Sniper mid. Now neither one of those two heroes goes actually mid. It's got like a Storm instead. But yeah, this is going to be exciting. We might drop to first blood here.
Oh, we might. They're setting up for it. Heroic are looking to find an early advantage in this game because Stormer. Are we saying that this is advantage for draft for Aurora?
No, I will not say that. I think it's gonna be.
You would not?
Maybe a little bit, but to be honest, it's too hard to tell for me. I think so much comes down to this Leshrac Marcy lane at the top side to see what the matchup goes for. But if that one does not go the way they wanted to, then I'm on your side. Then I think Aurora might have a little edge here.
You're such a panelist. Either team, both of them won the draft.
Oh, just honest. Look at the first blood happening here.
It could be, which means Aurora, they're going to lose first blood. Analog getting the first blood here as he takes it into the mid lane. He certainly should need this help, because if he's the one that's getting these early levels and he hits 6 before Lorinov does, he could actually have the kill potential and run away with this early game.
Definitely cool play by Aurora. You could see Aurora, they were just instantly smoking, but Aurora went for the late smoke there. Did not block any of the ancient camps, but did get, of course, a first blood, so super nice there. We can already see Shaker on the bottom side is going to block the way, so the first wave of the Dire creeps are going to run to the Radiant tier 1 tower, and Bristol back is going to have a free lane there. So classic Shaker play. You can do the Fissure plays both ways, of course. You could also block your own creeps, but this one is more common usually.
Yeah, I've also seen people do this sentry that's at the tier 2 tower down here that doesn't get found until the creeps actually run over it. That's been a really creative one. But of course, Ursha here, you kind of get the double whammy, right? First, you damage the creeps, and also you hold them back. So it's up to K1. Thankfully, Sven, okay. He didn't set it up. Sven has a good amount of damage, but so far, he's actually lost 2 creeps on this wave. Oh no, does he lose all of it? Okay, he gets the rage creep, but hey, very good move here from Aurora. It certainly pays off.
K1 praying right onto the camera was on the mid lane. It is what it is. I mean, yeah, good job by Q getting 3 denies on those creeps, basically.
Yeah, I mean, none of the gold going his way. And Sven is a hero that, like, thankfully you do have that early damage, but I mean, any bracer or Mask of Madness treads early, whatever you can get, super powerful for your game, because he does lose, again, his own kill potential in this lane now, not getting any of that first wave.
Yeah, I think also just looking at the lanes, I think both the mid lane and the bottom lane should not get too exciting. I'm not sure.
Hey, that was a good pull. That was very creative, actually, pulling that across here so they couldn't link it up. Thankfully, Jabs, I'm sure, will still be able to clear that hard camp if he really wants to. Oh no, K1.
Curious to see. I mean, they let the Chen go through on purpose, answered the Shaker to it, so maybe they're feeling confident doing this Shaker Chen interaction. Meanwhile, mid lane should be honestly kind of boring. Analog's already doing the call things. He just comes back up his camps. There is some cool interaction with Storm Spirit where you can try to push out the mid wave really quickly and try to steal the stacks, which I think is going to be one of the key moments. But if that does not happen between the 5 and 6 minute mark, then Caudle should just get enabled as usual.
Yeah.
Now Lama, meanwhile, 3 CS only. So far, the lane not looking that good. I guess when Marcy has maybe level 2, if she's not already, they can try to make it go. But I think this is one of the lanes where, if as Leshrac, you don't manage to get like an active goal on the sniper, I think you will definitely get out CS big time. So yeah, I would think the Radiant lane here is a little bit on, not sure you could say a timer, but under pressure to make something happen in the lane.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like usually as a Leshrac, one of the strengths that you have in any lane is that you should easily take that tower once you get a few points in your W, but instead, as you said, if they don't have any aggressive potential, if they get beaten away actually by the sniper, all of a sudden he's able to hold on to this tower, and Leshrac, I mean, you're stuck farming in with your Sven. That would be disastrous for Heroic. And it looks like, speaking of a disaster, KJ is in danger here. No creeps to help him out, and Jabs will beat him down with the quills thanks to the Fissure block from the Earthshaker.
Yeah, nice job by Jabs, actually knowing his limits quite well there. Those quills, I did not think they would get the kill, but K1 actually.
They forded the wave. He's still going. Now, somehow there was a kill on Sniper top. We'll visit that later, but for now, a huge block again from Q. They get the kill. It is a double for Jabs down here. What a play here from this Aurora off lane.
Wow, okay, so Aurora actually did do their homework. They let the Chen go through on purpose and just pick Shaker. Fool, Heroic, why you pick Chen? We got but yeah, we saw meanwhile on top lane. It seems like it happened actually that David Lava and Schofield, they managed to get the kill on the sniper. Big play there coming through because yeah, the action just still keeps going.
Yeah, it's action all over the map. Good luck, Clem. Looks like we may see another kill up here. 23 getting dragged on back. And it's KJ walking through the portal and helping out his offlane get that kill. Unfortunately, he will leave his safe laner alone for a second. And speaking of being left alone here, Analog the Fissure doesn't actually connect. It was too far away, and Analog, he'll live for now.
Ooh, what a sequence of events there. We can also see 23 Savage, he's smoking up, he has to run back to his lane. So what a great sequence for Heroic. So KJ, actually with the heads up play, he knows Sniper will TP back to his lane, instantly kills him again. This was a huge swing on top lane because before this happened, like David Lama was struggling quite a lot, but now he's fully enabled. And 23 Savage, like, he's not feeling good right now, having to do the walk of shame with his smoke. And oh my god, but that Fissure mid, that was unfortunate. I think if that would have clipped him, Analog would have died.
I think the damage itself would have been enough to just like lock him in, and one more right click from Storm. I should have gotten it done, but yeah, as you said, instead, really huge that they don't get that kill. Now Storm a little bit on the back foot at the moment, but still, of course, even laning stage all around. It's going to be the issue of how do we get the sniper back in with the CS, because as you said, with that walk of shame, Leshrac is all the way back in this game, even though it started kind of rough in the first few levels.
Yeah, now Caudle, we can see he's level 6. Analog right now already looking for the first opportunity where to go. Split form being ready, and he has two really strong lanes to gank here. Both the Bristleback and the Sniper are really easy for him to just punish with the split form. We can already see
strong supports as well.
Yeah, and he did not even farm the stacks yet. Interestingly enough, he actually just runs to the bottom lane instantly. Did not even clear his, I think, triple stacked hard camp yet. And Dire have put a ward there, but Jabs having a good reach here. This is a really key moment, because if Jabs does not die here, Analog's wasting a lot of time trying to get this kill. This is a really good, important read right here happening. But I think with this big wave coming in, they're still gonna try to punish him. Yep, Jabs.
They're gonna do it. Running forward with the war cry. Big last blast from the Caudle as well. They're gonna TP in the IO. Jabs has lived for a good amount of time already by himself. They'll continue the onslaught, but on the high ground, they don't feel comfortable chasing. So Analog, once again, we saw this yesterday. The start for the Caudle hasn't really been strong. They're kind of struggling to get him those early kills after the Spirit Form is used.
Yeah, beautiful. He's gonna gate. He's going right top on Caudle. He wants to dive the Sniper now. The Spirit Form is still running for a little bit. We can see the top lane, 23.
Oh, wow. Isn't this exactly what happened last time? There was a rotation to his side lane, and they didn't get a kill. He finds somebody else, and they TP away from him. We were saying like it was exactly what happened yesterday, and now Aurora, they're gonna try to capitalize. A nice rebound, a miss uphill, but still, Lorinov will get the kill for himself, and they will continue, I think, to pressure now, getting even a few of these stacks that were left for the Caudle.
Very nice punishment by Aurora. This is a really big key moment. They are stealing the stacks. The rotation bottom did not happen. I'm giving big props to Jabs here, because if he was not cautious enough there, that kill, if he dies there, the bottom 2-1 would fall as well and open up everything on the bottom side of the map. And good read to go in the mid lane as well, because they know Caudle is playing on the side lanes and Spirit Form is running out. They connect their own heroes towards Lorinov on mid lane, who did not react to any of the moves. I was thinking maybe Lorinov would TP to bottom or top there, but he played for his own game. And you can see in his efforts being really happy. Might get a free kill here on KJ as well.
Oh, that's a much bigger creep than what he has been farming up there. IO Storm is a hell of a drug, and they get themselves a kill here. Now propelling himself to top net worth on the Storm. And the job's not done. He might actually look here, maybe to initiate on Analog.
Well, I love this. You can see on Lorinor's item build, he went for Arcane Boots. Many Storm Spirits would opt for the threats, but because he has an IO on his team, he can of course get double the value of the Arcane Boots. And you can see after that kill, he smiled. He smiled big time. He has one of the biggest leads ever. He's got 4K net worth already. Hold that thought. Bottom run.
Could be a little bit of a fight here, but I think he's going to zip through. Looks like he wants the kill on Schofield, but again, the rebound onto the high ground. We'll see. Yep, they get the kill once again. Now bringing in Q. He's just zipping all the way forward with that spell amp as well. KJ trying to help him out here, but they have the lockdown. Another kill, and why not find a third? Right on top of the Chen here. He'll try to get the return kill on Ori, but I don't think they have the resources. Another one. 3 gone here, just around the mid lane as Aurora, they have full control of this map.
Ooh, Gaben happened. That haste rune, if that haste rune would have been an Invis or illusion, they would not have gotten the kill on Coddle for sure, but that is like the perfect rune. If Analog was able to click a bit faster, it's kind of crazy how Dota works sometimes. If you would have clicked a little bit faster against the haste himself, Analog would have lived and would not have died there. But yeah, Lorinov popping off big time here. The IO boost kicking in. He has so much mana. He usually the Storm Spirit hero after like 1 or 2 rotations, he has to go back to Fountain and heal fully up, get his mana back. But because this Arcane Boots build with the IO, he can consistently stay on the map. And you see again, he's farming the Radiant side of camps, doing a super good job here. Constantly pressuring Aurora heroes.
Okay, Scoville, he did not know. He thought that he was alone here. Unfortunately, there was a ward right on top of him. That's a danger zone, guys. They've been playing there for a while.
Yeah, this money ward, I think it exists since the first nighttime, now 5 minutes or so. It got so many kills for Lorinov. He's farming another stack. Holy
oh my goodness. And so
5.5
much of this is so good for the IO. This IO is already almost level 7 here before 10 minutes. And this is only because like they're kind of trading the little bit of XP that Lorinov would have gotten if he was playing alone for all this gold on both of these heroes. And oh, buddy, they deny the Observer Ward and Schofield. Oh, looks like he'll live for now, but almost dying once again. It feels like this part of the map belongs to Aurora. Is it really worth to try to go contest them on this?
They definitely try, but I think this IO Storm right now is just uncontested. There's no answer. Like, there's no set of spells or hero combination that can actually threaten the Storm Spirit. He can do whatever he wants. So I think it would be the wisest decision to just try to dodge him. Luckily now, the rune at 10-minute mark spawned at the top side, because if Lorinov would have gotten a region there or something, it would have been crazy, and he just keeps on going again.
Oh no, another one. Schofield down, and dude, look at the support net worth. Both of them are above the supports over on Heroic, and this Earthshaker already at 3,500 net, I believe. Isn't that a Blink Dagger already? It has to be, or at least very close for the Earthshaker.
Definitely has to be close. And now mid lane, I mean, this play by Lorinov is like, this Storm Spirit last pick is working out beautifully so far. Like, the early game is just being played so cleanly by them. They're gonna get this mid T1 tower, which actually matters a lot for this Coddle Storm Spirit matchup if they commit for it.
No TPs to help, right? If they take this mid tower, I mean, these rotations become very easy. You can skate right from the triangle all the way back to the jungle, and it's very hard to stop them now on Heroic.
Yeah, the mid tier 1 especially matters for the rune control. Now that Heroic does not have the option anymore to TP in, the majority of runes right now is going to go to Lorinov probably, and Storm Spirit, of course, being one of the best heroes. I think so far also we did not see a DD or Arcane rune, so or a region actually.
Oh,
one of
Lord.
the next runes might exactly be that for Storm Spirit.
Yeah, only money runes from now on, and at least Fen is farming up down here on the bot side. It looks like his burst damage is going to be a lot of how Heroic come back into this game, and thankfully as well, the Chen is getting some good farm. I feel like the Marcy is the true victim of this right now, because Marcy is a hero with phase BKB. You feel like a very great hero, but we are, well, about 4,000 gold away from that BKB. It's going to be a long time, I think, before Schofield picks this up.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really another item you're gonna buy, so why not just put that one into quick buy? There it is, the DD for Stone spawns, so he's again the king of the map. It's just so hard to contest his power runes. You can see Heroic is smoking up, but realistically, if you find the Storm Spirit, I don't even think I'm not sure if Analog has an Orchid. I doubt he has an Orchid with 5.3k net worth, but I think before that Orchid comes out, I just don't see what they can do against him.
Yeah, let's see. So he went for the Vessel, and then he's gonna opt in for the bots afterwards. So still on defensive build. My jabs? All right. Jabs on too. A little worrisome there. But it looks like he'll be fine. Just farming up here. He's allowed to get this Agnesceptor too. There's gonna be some cracked timings coming around for Aurora, because I mean their Bristleback's gonna be strong. Their Storm Spirit is already strong. And Sniper, I mean, he had to do the walk of shame. Now he's catching up. They're running back onto K1 right now. Echo even including a few of those creeps in the hard camp to get that extra damage. He's trying to turn this one around once or away, but they don't have the heals. He's gone for now. 10 wasn't enough. Sidekick wasn't enough. There's only 1 point in it. And now for Heroic, you've got to run away, because this is absolutely Aurora's fight to take.
Yep, Lorinov just keeps going. Look at the mana pool of this guy.
It's never ending. He just keeps getting more. Mana boots are about to be up as well. 2KJ's gonna go down. They could keep going for more, but I mean, it's a tier 2. You would. Okay, fine. You would. Schofield goes down as well. It's 3 out, and the Leshrac and Puddle, the only ones to survive for now. It's got to be hard for them. Divine Llama. Oh, they reload on him as well. Can they get the Leshrac? Olivia is lonesome in the mid lane. I think that's a yes. It's a big blast from the Coddle, but not near enough to get any revenge kills. So Aurora, they're just all over.
Yeah, as you could see, the DD for Stone Spirit was super kicking, and it actually took quite long for K1 to tick down right there. The Chen ulted to heal him up, and I think also an Illuminate coming in from Adalog. But with the DD and the Spell Lamp from the IO that he provides with the Tether, it was just too much damage, and Stone Spirit actually
Arcane.
Arcane, yeah, another rune. I think the next one's gonna be a Region as well. He just has a dream mid-game right now. Like, he's getting all the runes he wants, and he already had infinite mana, now with the Arcane rune even. Yeah, it's tough for you, Heroic. If I was Heroic, I think they just basically have to wait for an Orchid to come out either on the Sven or the Coddle so they can fight the Storm Spirit. You can see K1 or KJ drawing on the map. A little bit panicky here.
No, definitely panicking. They kill Schofield, and then my lit observer getting the other view on Analog as well. KJ to fall next. It's a triple kill happening at 3 different points on the map. Aurora, once again, they're showing just how mobile they are with this lineup, and I gotta agree with you. Without a way to lock these guys down and take a fight on your terms, I don't know how Heroic are gonna get back on the map anytime soon.
Honestly, this game, like, it is really hard. I'm having a treat watching this right here because so much in this game, what is happening just came down to all the early game rotations that is happening this game. You can see these fights, like, we already watched it. Storm is just completely owning each fight, and Coddle cannot provide the same, basically, impact right now. And so much of that comes down to the early game kills and rotations that happened, because Coddle's network is really suffering now, and Laurenov is just leading the charts. So now the game is kind of simple for Aurora to play. Whenever they see a hero, Stormspirit knows he can just sit in and kill him. And if I want Heroic sides, honestly, I'm not sure what to do. It is hard.
No, it's so hard. Literally, like, they can show up anywhere, and you know that there's no amount of heroes that you can bring in order to take them down because they have so much more sustain than you at the moment. Another good job of getting on top of K1 here. He'll fall to Jabs this time, getting involved in the action, and the net worths are just starting to skyrocket for this Aurora team. It doesn't seem like the splits are that great, but one of those cores in there is actually an Earthshaker. That guy's supposed to be a support, and he's about as farmed as Analog right now.
Okay, I guess, like, the drafting, you were right. The Aurora draft is looking better. Dalai Lama getting relocated on. Should be an easy kill.
Oh, Lord. Hey, really good timing on the stun. However, that will not save you. You need a few more of those, I think, in order to take that sort of fight. Kaya's Staunch plus the Witchblade. I mean, this is just elite killing.
Can't type 5, I've changed stuns. I mean, that's good. They're at least, like, you know, they're getting dumped. They probably know this game is 90% probably over, because realistically, there's no way to come back into this one. But
here's the region rune. Oh, my Lord. Stop it, please.
DD, Arcane, Region in that order. Yeah, but I love they keep the humor up and the positivity, because it is hard, honestly, this game. Like, you keep getting killed. There's no place you can do it. Games like these are kind of hard to swallow, honestly, and you probably already think, what can you change next game?
Everything. We're going to see the first 4 bans are just going to be all of these heroes that they didn't want to play against. And this isn't a replay, guys. This actually is happening again. Analog dies on his triangle. They tried to throw up some wards. But unfortunately, they have one just sitting in the corner here that sees everything happening. And now they jump in onto the Leshrac. Laurenov, he's keeping the pressure up. Jab's actually the one to finish off that kill. He is unstoppable right now, as is the rest of Aurora. And this is the funny number, Storm.
Yeah, 3-2-2. And also, who's that sniper? Actually, he joined the game. I didn't see this guy since 15 minutes. He's also still part of this game. He's just enjoying himself playing some World of Warcraft, some PvE, you know, chilling in the back, getting some trees, while his team's cleaning up. Yeah, I mean, from now on, Aurora, they will just keep containing the map. Possibly look for some Roshan option. No, what am I talking about? They see a target, they jump in.
Roshan? KJ. I want heroes, okay? KJ goes down. We're sitting here at how many kills for Laurenov so far?
Infinite.
Maybe a bit more here. They will find Schofield. Sniper under the tier 2. Another kill. 11-0 right now for my Storm Spirits with a 13,000 net worth lead. This is about as damaging as it gets, but Analog did pick up a shield rune, which will keep him alive for a little bit longer. Jab's gonna strut forward and
relocate.
I feel like this is a takeable fight. It is not a takeable fight. That assassinate actually took out the entire shield rune that he had on him, and now he's dead again.
Nice heads up play from 23 Savage, knowing that the only play that he has there is to just TP out. So he preemptively already... Dalai Lama, actually, hold that thought. What are you gonna go down here as well?
I think we can all predict what's gonna happen here. I think he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Okay, he died.
Okay, you want to have a prediction how far in future they're gonna call GG?
I don't know what the GG, like they're certainly coping for something. Is it BKB timings that they're like, okay, once my spend,
I think so.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
So there's two ways you can handle this. You're probably right here. K1 is gonna be like, okay, copium guys, with my BKB, and then we're gonna go smoke the fight. Just until then, there's probably gonna be like 7 more deaths or something. But I mean, you gotta stay positive. You gotta look for the high fives and just be like, yeah, guys, we all understand this game is gonna be hard, but he got the BKB. They start to group up on the water side now, and you hear, as you can see, Analog. He's getting jumped, no way out for him. With the reach even still ticking. I do love these Arcane Boot synergies on Aurora. I think it's absolutely smart. Having like 3 Arcane Boots with the tether, Lorinov just has infinite mana. What I would love to see is some stats on how often Lorinov had to go back to base, because I think that TP scroll in his inventory is the one from the start, or from the beginning of the game.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, he might have TP to react, but he never had to go to his fountain.
Yeah, no, I mean, on the other side, Heroic has a ton of TPs right now. I don't think they've had time to TP 2 towers or TP 2 fights. They just run back out on the map and they go for it. And I believe there is an Aegis thing, yeah, so they give that one over to the sniper. Schofield will steal a Wisdom Rune. That's pretty good XP for them, but we're still waiting for his BKB. Gonna be a long time for that one. Waiting for a Ghost Scepter for the Coddle and almost to the Bloodstone for Leshrac. That's certainly something.
It's certainly something. Maybe they can make it work. It's still hard, of course, with all the net worth leads, but if not now, then never. You can already see Heroic is grouping up. This is the one fight they're waiting for. Bloodstone, BKB. I can imagine they might try to do some wraparound smoke play maybe, but you have to hope for some sort of miracle. Right now, Shaker's at least on the bottom side, but actually Heroic waiting for maybe Aurora to overcommit. I did love that camera on, I think Analog it was, by the way. You could see he's sweating, he's not enjoying himself. It is a tough game. You're getting run over. It is, games like these are definitely not easy to swallow, but
no, not at all.
You're in a team with the same boat. You make the best out of it.
So, sometimes games like these, you can just be like, hey, you know, we got too fancy with the draft. It didn't work out. We can go next. Like some teams do have that, you know, fortitude that they get. There it is. It's hot out here, man. I'm feeling the pressure.
Thank you, production. I mean, it's actually a great thing. Honestly, I love seeing the emotions of the players in between. I think that's the one thing about esports. You don't really get the people too much. What is happening behind the scene, you only see like some random hero like Bristleback running around. So I do love that insight. But yeah, they are smoked. They're playing such a clean game on Aurora. Nobody's getting caught off guard, like you could see yesterday in some games from some teams. That they might still slip up here or there, but even this smoke, I think Aurora, they're saying like, guys, we don't give them a 4th kill. You know, they got 3 kills. We stay there. No more deaths. Working on.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard. This smoke isn't gonna catch anybody, I believe. And I mean, who is the big fish even for Heroic right now? Because I feel your lineup wants to group up together and take these fights. So you might want to take out an Earthshaker, but if you use that smoke and you don't find the sniper, then he's just gonna beat you up. If you don't find the IO, he's gonna heal up your storm. Like, who on earth is this one kill you're looking to find with these smokes?
Honestly, any kill, I think. The advantage is that if in this stage you get a kill, each kill is going to give you like 1,000 gold or something. So it's like a lot of net worth. But of course, in a realistic team fight, I think on a 5-on-5, there's like no world where Heroic can win a fight right now. They can only hope for pickoffs or some worlds where like they get 2 more items that can make them, give them the strength to fight.
If you kill the Storm and the IO, you'll be even in the net worth fight because they're 22,000 ahead on Aurora right now. And the Echo in the mid lane, well, there goes Analog. That is not the one we needed to get a kill. Now they're just beating the headshots into the Llama. The Bloodstone is out, but there's nobody to heal around. You're just not close enough to the sniper to even get the benefit of the Bloodstone. Now K1 is in, could take down the sniper maybe, but is healing up so far. The IO, they'll finally take down the first life. They'll continue with the buyback of Analog and of Llama. Maybe you can finally get something back from this one, but they didn't have the Bloodstone available to start on this one for the Llama. And yeah, look at how much damage K1 is doing, but with a jump in from the Shaker, they'll lock down the rest of Heroic. And it's one final team wipe, I believe, is Aurora. They cement how dominant they have been in this game number 1.
For a second there, I thought when K1 was actually getting to hit that the fight might look like interesting for them. They got 2 kills. I wonder what the, yeah, we can see the goal change. They actually got 1.5 kill goal for that fight, killing 2 heroes only. But yeah, in the end, diebacks both from Analog and Dive Llama. This is possibly the best fight position they could have gotten under their tier 2 with Sniper being in the front. Of course, he had Aegis, but still out of position after the respawn. But guys, yeah, as you can see, Aurora.
That's what confidence looks like, ladies and gentlemen. That is true warrior mentality.
Not even sweating. Oh, no, that was absolutely great. It's like, yeah, what are you guys doing? You think you can fight us? Oh, amazing.
It's so hard too. I mean, they were able to get the first life of the sniper. Honestly, without Aegis, it may have been a different fight here, but instead they're able to just lock into everybody they want, dancing around with that grenade as well. At least they get the kill eventually, but they've had to bump so many resources into it. It's just so hard for Heroic to take these long, drawn-out fights into so much regen. And, well, this could be a big one here. There's no Echo available at the moment. They do take down Jabs. That's one of these high-value kills. Now, they already took down the IO1. Storm may be the one that they truly won after this one. And he does jump into everybody. Lincoln's already popped here. They'll take down the IO. His regen is gone. Ooh, the Echo is still available. Have to watch out for this blink from Q. He'll jump down on the low ground. I don't think they have the way to get on top of him here, but K1, okay, right on him. Yules at the very last second won't get hit. The Echo, as he drops, Sniper will continue to beat into these heroes. You don't have any way to get on top of him. Divine Level will walk forwards, but get quacked on back. I just don't think they have it in the tank to get on top of the Storm and to take down the Sniper.
Ooh. My god. Oh my, I was counting the goals on the left side. They got 2k goals for 1 kill, 1.1 for the other one, but that chase, clutch heals coming out from Q there on the Shaker. He almost died, but he actually, in time before the Storm Hero connected, ulted himself into straight Echo. Possibly Heroic thought they cannot turn the fight, but what a clutch comeback. It was, I think, 3 versus 5, I believe, in that situation. If that Echo did not come out, it actually looked like a, honestly, fantastic fight for Heroic. They're not in a position where this should even happen, getting all these kills and all these good trades, but in the end, Aurora still coming out on top.
It's hard. I mean, you definitely feel like after you get those first kills, like finally, we've gotten these heroes that have been such a problem for us. We can chase down the rest of the team, but just losing the IO Bristol, this Storm is so mobile. This Earthshaker, the Echo just had come up, so he was ready to fight again. I agree with you. I think without the Echo, maybe that one is still good for them, but as soon as he landed from the Yules, able to press Echo on 2 heroes, just doesn't get any more free than that.
Definitely not. And now, Roshan spawning in 1 minute 20 seconds. There might be a fight before, because Heroic is smoking up, but probably too scared to go into the bottom side of the map. However, Roche will be on the dire side, so Aurora have to find their way up there. Can imagine they're gonna try to group up around the mid lane. And look at them. It's actually 100%, even after that fight.
Oh my god. You don't see 100 very often.
You don't.
David is very slow to commit to that full 100% win chance, but today, we've got it. I mean, the net worth lead is higher than minutes in the game. That's something that typically is showing a strong win percentage. But next for Aegis, you know, if they can manage to grab this on the Sven, it could be an opening. Instead, the opening we're seeing is an opening where there used to be a Leshrac. He is now dead in the mid lane, and they may walk up this high ground knowing how strong they are.
Leshrac is like this kind of hero, which in my mind, it can either look really, really strong and completely on, or it can really feel like an anchor dragging you down. Because the hero does need a lot of attention, it does need a lot of farm, and it's like a really small, what to say, in German we say Gratwanderung, nobody understands what I'm saying, but it's a really small edge between like you're gonna own the fight because you're tanking or you just die and you cannot do anything.
No, yeah. It's a fine line, a nice edge even.
Yeah, a fine line, yeah, that's the best way to put it. And this is one of the games definitely where the Lashrak did not get enabled at all. You can only see the Dive Llama just keeps running down lanes, but there's not too much other gameplay you can do on the hero. The hero has to run in to hit creeps to deal damage, and there's some games where the hero just has enough HP and damage, and some games where it doesn't.
I mean, as you look at this lineup, the thing about like needing a lot of gold to play the game, I think you can apply to each one of these cores. Your Coddle, your Leshrac, your Sven. I think specifically the Coddle like relies on being so far ahead in that net worth department and taking a lot of camps on the map and eating them all up. But Leshrac has the same thing. We have a very discrete item timing, like I need this bloodstone, now I'm a hero, but that doesn't solve the issue. You said, like, you're still not getting on top of the sniper. Even when you do get these items, you're not closing that gap. And now that he has the grenade, I believe he also has a hurricane pike at the moment. He's just able to step back twice, and okay, even if you did get on top of him once, how are you doing it again?
Yeah, definitely tough. What I'm surprised by is that Heroic is actually getting quite a lot of map red here. Aurora playing so disciplined that they know Heroic is smoked, and they're not just meeting it, even though they're the 30k lead. Of course, they don't have the information that we have, but we could see Aurora retreating to their own bottom dire tier 2. I was actually messing up the Roche timer as well. I thought it was already the later timer. That's...
No, yeah, it'll be up in a minute 30. Is it disciplined play or is it scared play? Are they scared of Heroic while they're up by 30,000 net worth?
I think it's a little bit of both. They don't know they're 30k lead, but meanwhile, Shab's going in.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if they needed to be scared. It's a blade mail up for Divine Llama, actually, already used, and the Bloodstone. I gotta be honest, those are the two heaviest hitting items he's got in his inventory. And they're going to be on CD for a while here.
Disciplined. Just waiting for the perfect opportunity. Lorinov not overcommitting. Waiting for the information. He has got the perfect KDA. Now K1.
Oh, Lord. A huge fissure block. Sectioned off from the rest of the team. K1 trying to cut away from this one without using the BKB. Has the Silver's Edge. They don't have all the vision they need just yet. He finally does get away from this one. Sniper's still on the back line, and they really haven't done anything to close the gap on him. He's allowed to hit as much as he wants. KJ needs the ulti just to save himself, and he won't do it. Divine Llama popping the Bloodstone, popping the Blade Mail, but he's got a BKB on 23. He doesn't care. He'll hit you anyways and runs right through that Blade Mail. They'll even lock up the Schofield Marcy, and it's a triple kill for Aurora. They can take this one right into the Roche pit if they would please.
Yeah, K1 not getting the jump he wanted to. Of course, if he gets initiated on, there's not really a world where he can like get the retreat going, or rather get the initiation going himself. So with that start already, the fight is kind of, yeah, determined honestly in which direction it's gonna go. Nice win by Lorinov, of course, but yeah, they are just too strong. He got the Shivas. There's not enough damage output. He can just, like, you can see jabs. You know, he doesn't even sweat. He's just like, guys, go in. What are they doing? Yeah. I'm blood.
He literally just stood there for so long. He wasn't even right-clicking for part of this. He just needed to throw the quills.
Yeah. And Roche spawning on the bottom side soon. Aurora still growing on the net worth lead. Taking it slow. Even at this point, not giving any chance if Heroic would be smoked here. You can see 23 Savage's positioning. So defensive. Sitting back. Just in case something could happen.
You never know, man. Maybe they'll kill you.
It's maybe not that enjoyable for us viewers because the game feels like it's getting dragged out, but it's just really stable and very disciplined Dota coming off from Aurora. They don't have a reason to like take any risks. They want to win this tournament, so why not like give it another extra 10 minutes and end it cleanly? But now there's smoke coming in. K1.
Oh, I think they saw him there. Yeah, he'll start to run forward a little bit on jabs, and with everybody sitting around 3-3 right now in this group, you've got to be careful. You don't want to drop any games unnecessarily. They'll just eliminate 2 on Heroic, and Divine Llama with the Blade Mail and the Bloodstone again. It feels like you need so much more. They'll call GG. Probably Heroic have had enough. Aurora will take game 1.
Void Magnus is still quite a thing. We just didn't see it in a while. It's still quite a beast. So it is hard to tell. I think a lot comes down to how the Slash rank is gonna pop off, because they do have a greedy draft. They have Void, Magnus, and Lashram on Heroic, which is, if one of the cores falls behind, really greedy. So this is one thing I'm worried about a little bit.
Greedy cores. Where have I heard that one before? Did we see a game like that in game number 1?
Possibly. We had a con there, but then it was just Lorna Storm Spirit. So unlucky for you.
Unlucky. Looked like they're trying to scout a mid ward. Unfortunately got too close. Broke the smoke there on our gyrocopter. But this is a pretty important game still for Heroic. They managed to take 1 game off of Game-In earlier today. They were certainly feeling confident. And now they've dropped 1 to Aurora, who are tied currently in the Group A standing. So if Aurora are able to take this 2-0, they may propel themselves safely out of the next stage. Or if they tie this one up, could extend and maybe even get some tiebreakers going here for our group. We'll see as the draft. Who is the winner of this draft number 1? Give me a really hard commit. Just really throw it out there. Take a risk.
No.
How dare you? How dare you?
I think Aurora. Actually, I think still that the Morphling pick on 18 was super strong against Void Mac, and it was not banned. And I think that with the SD as well, like if 22 Savage places a casual Morphling game, I think it's gonna pop off.
I actually think it depends. I don't know if anybody really won this draft. I think both of them have a really good chance. I don't know if anyone really won this one so far.
You trying to meme about me or what?
I want the Gyrocopter lineup to win. I love this hero. I think that I'm going to give this one over to Heroic. I also like the fact that they're coming into this team fight lineup that we saw last game and trying to just get the end all be all. RP, Chronosphere. It doesn't really get much better than that.
It's fun. Press R, win game.
Amen. Amen.
Mid lane. Yeah, I'm looking a lot, of course, at the Leshrac Timber matchup again. Usually this matchup is a little bit Leshrac favored because Edict is hell of a spell, but I think not more than like 45-55 or something, because Timbersaw usually has enough reach to sustain and you take some harass, but with some good aggro pulling, you tend to get all the CS anyway. And we could see CS looks pretty stable. Actually, 2 denies to Timbersaw. Not something you see a lot because you have Lightning to usually secure the CS. So nice enough for Laura enough.
Do you think we're going to see a lot of supports come into this mid lane? Because once again, it feels dangerous for the Timber to make any like moves on his own, because Leshrac will just take this tower in 15 seconds flat.
I think if anything, there's a higher chance that the Hoodwink will move to mid, maybe with the Gyrocopter combination, because that Bushwhack setup can maybe get the kill potential. But I think as Timber, moving on the Leshrac is a little bit too hard, because if you commit on him, you always risk of just dying to the Edict plus the Pulse Nova. So I think that is rather going to be quiet. What is going to be interesting is going to be the stacking, but because both heroes do love stacks over anything, so I'm looking out for that one. But because the Shadow Demon is being played on the safe lane, there will not be too many stacks from the Radiant side. The Dice, I mean, well, yeah, with the Hoodwink, probably also not. So
yeah, a little bit aggressive. It's going to be honestly up to the Earthshaker, I suppose, to get some of those, I don't know, fissure stuns and try to get the creeps to run out at him in that triangle, which is definitely possible. This is not very mana efficient compared to a Shadow Demon.
Yep. Those Hoodwink illusions actually dealing so much damage. I think one disruption took him like 20% HP or something.
That's pretty rough. It was weird that we used to see like these stages of the Shadow Demon. People would only end up using the poisons to try to harass early, but any hero like the Hoodwink that really just benefits from clicking you from far away, it feels so nice to finally have that on your side. Really give a taste of her own medicine.
I mean, these disruptions, they hurt. Like these illusions, I do like that skill build, and yeah. Mid lane so far still looking so good. It might get a little bit more shaky if one of the water runes get taken, but this is kind of what I expect to happen, or I would expect to happen. The top lane Tide versus Void, I guess this will slowly start to go into favor for Tide when he gets like a little more levels. 23 getting the Lotus, what a Chad.
Nice adaptive strike there, getting himself the Lotus. And yeah, I mean, CS actually doing pretty well in the mid lane here for the Timbersaw, starting to take a slight lead. Everybody else hovering right around the same mark. At least for Divine Llama, this is going to be a nice DSing game for him versus that Morphling. It's going to be up to him and the Leshrac, of course, to make these early moves. The damage in Chronosphere isn't going to be crazy high, so they've got to get something going themselves. It looks like with the Skewer Away and the Bushwhack, Oli should have enough. No, he doesn't. He's not able to save himself. Only will fall for first blood to Divine Llama, and that's a huge steroid in this lane where, again, I think he will control a lot of the map early to help his team get that space.
Yeah, nice play there. Actually getting the perfect cure, even without a shockwave setup, just Ollie messing up the angle a little bit there, honestly, on the Shadow Demon, getting a little bit careless. I think even with the multi-efficiency that Schofield, he went for the bounty run, came back just in time for the Bushwhack follow-up. Yeah, nice play.
Oh, huge bat. K1, don't use all those in one place, man. You gotta save those for the late king.
Water runes? No action there, both people getting one water rune, no support rotations or anything like that. Actually, probably one of the most even CS sports we have seen so far in any Dota map.
Right? Yeah, 22-19. That is not big at all. Certainly better than last game, but still there's a 1,000 net worth lead right now for Heroic. Because they got, I believe, that first blood plus a little bit more gold on their support CSing, but yeah, really well done for them so far. I expect that if this continues at the current pace, it should be good for Heroic because their supports feels like they do a lot of work versus the cores here on Aurora, but KJ just rocket barraging, as you said, probably will feel a little bit better once he gets that third level in it, but that's 2 more levels. So we gotta wait for KJ to really pop off.
Ollie stacking up poison, doesn't go for it though. Rather quiet lane so far. I guess there might be some action happening on the 6-minute power run if no lucky skewer or anything like that happens. I don't think we have seen any stacking so far that we talked about.
I mean, I guess if the lanes are going fine and everybody's getting their CS, it's like, I'd rather just have you get these lane creeps now than like risk losing them and try to go stack for it. So as you said, they don't even have the best stacking teams in the game right now. Shadow Demon is bottom. He's not really able to get into the triangle and help out. So yeah, no, it looks like the first bit of action that we'll see here is for the 6-minute runes. They will drag most of the supports over. It's gonna be some 1v1s in the side lanes for a while because everybody is closing in.
Yeah, this should be a clash. We can see all supports are moving mid, as you mentioned. Hoodwink is getting spotted by Shadow Demon now. Or not being close, it could become a
kill. He's level 6. I think this will be a kill. Schofield, all the trees around him are gone. He will get the bushwhack, but I think the stacks of poison, it'll be more than enough. Try to let it go. Yes, Lorinov will get the kill for himself. Rune did spawn top. KJ trying to battle back you and will allow Analog to get himself that arcane. Plus give it a little bottle charge. Thank you for your trouble.
Yeah, good space for the Rune at least. Gyrocopter Shaker matchup. Shaker was not able to match up on the lane, on the Rune rather. So even though Analog was on the wrong Rune in the first place, he still had enough time to go top pick at the other one. So nice for him for sure, getting the arcane Rune.
Oh man. K1 maybe starting to fall behind just slightly, but they're not too far off of the Morphling anyways. I think to this point, like, Faceless Void isn't the greatest hero at flash farming, and as you said, the lane isn't fun for him either. They are gonna have to maybe get a little bit of space for the Faceless Void just to make sure that he can keep hitting these lane creeps. But bot side, trying to get some aggressive wisdom runes. Q is gonna block off at least one of them, but Schofield, no, he gets saved. They will protect their wisdom rune. Now trying to get away here on KJ. Looks like he'll get out, but Schofield, he does not have a TP, not for another 30 seconds. So I believe he will be a casualty of war trying to get that wisdom.
Yeah, nice test of play from Ollie. They had the Observer Ward on the Radiant Triangle, so they saw everything coming because the dive supports were not smoked there. And that disruption was actually a key there because if they get the Wisdom Rune, they probably even feel fine with that trade. But this way, invest into Shadow Demon TP, getting their own Wisdom Rune secured. I think we just saw Llama going for his own Wisdom Rune. I'm not sure what happened to that one, if it's still existing or not. But if that ward there was not placed in the triangle, that would have been really close. Look at the disruption there. It's just a frame before the rune even spawns.
Yeah. No, and the rocket was connecting, but it just didn't connect in time. Threw it too late there. And yeah, like KJ, I do think he TP'd out and got there. Yeah, so they do end up splitting the wisdoms for either side here. It's still a minor net worth lead going the way of Heroic right now, and you can see he was fighting for his life. He really wanted that one.
Making the space. 8-minute rune. Leshrac again getting the DD. Nice for him. I think there was not too much contesting happening. And now the supports are gearing up. It's still hard to push into the chakra with the Shadow Demon. They might try to go for a move though.
There's an agent in the trees. Is he able to get the bushwhack? He'll get it on the Shadow Demon. I don't know if they're gonna keep. Oh, they are. KJ is in here as well. He'll disrupt the rocket. Maybe a nice fissure to block him out, but Analog, he already got the kill and he got the tower. So Heroic, they will strike first in this game. Last time, I believe they were the ones to lose their tower quite early.
Yeah, super nice aggression, honestly. Lorinov was too low by farming the jungle. Not able to connect there on his Timbersaw. And probably not exactly on the same page because Lorinov was like, let's just give this tower and the support still try to defend it somehow. So definitely nice outcome for Heroic.
Time Walk used jabs. Is he trying to get something happening here? He's got the nope, there's Ravage, and then rip through maybe. Yeah, Lorinov will help get that kill on the Faceless Void. Not able to time walk out of that one thanks to the fissure from Q. So well done here, seeing when the time walk was used, knowing he can't get away through those trees. Well done.
Nice rotation. Definitely worth it. We see Analog gearing up for the bottom tower. He got the Edict, of course, can just sit in the trees on this nice little spot right there, taking the tower without even showing himself.
Very nice
secret
another tower here. Holy moly, yeah. There's a few spots like that, right? Like pretty much every tower has a little bit of an area you can stay. K1 did end up coming back top. Kind of wild, but he knew his team was getting stuff done on the rest of the map, so he didn't mind struggling for this net worth as long as his team was succeeding on the rounds. A little bit sacrificial for a carry, but I'm sure he's like, guys, all right, I did a good thing for you. Now come on up here and take this tower too, because I want to hit these creeps.
Yeah, I think we saw a cancelled hoodwink TP there as well, but in the end, all the aggression paying off for Heroic. They also used the smoke right there, which did not really connect. They tried to get to the power rune, but none of the Aurora heroes were in position to get caught. But yeah, still a nice sequence for the Lashback for sure. Sitting on 5k net worth here, taking mid tower, then taking the bottom tower, getting all the farm he needs. He probably just goes for the casual Kaya into Bloodstone build. And once he has the Bloodstone, he should just be a really strong force as all the heroes from Aurora have to get kind of close. Ooh, he wants to pick up on the chrono there, K1.
Yeah, he wants to use it, and he's deciding not to pull the trigger. Definitely a little too close to that tier 1, and unfortunately your Lashback doesn't also have a time walk to get closer to that chrono, so I'll have to wait.
I do think he's actually thankful about that chrono being cancelled, because I think even if he used that chrono to Lashback, there would not have been enough damage to kill Jabs. Even as the hood and Bracer face boots, I think it would have been too tanky, so...
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Q, why you do that fissure? Let him waste chrono.
Yeah, he's got plenty of resist there. This is a super hard target, and something that feels a little bit rough in this early game is that it really is just the Lashback for now. The Hoodwink doesn't really offer a lot of damage with the current build. Neither does the Gyro unless he's like on the very edge of the chrono, so a little bit hard, but at this current pace, it'll still do well for Heroic. He didn't end up going for the Maelstrom as well for the Faceless Void early, so not typically that Mask of Madness that you would see for the farming and the chrono damage. He's just going all in on the farm.
Yeah, I mean, if they get away with the farming, they farm the stacks, and they also control each power rune. This is like perfect economy, basically, you could say. Getting smoked up now on Dalai Lama. Good timing for sure, because 12-minute rune is about to spawn and he got the blink dagger.
Yeah.
Pretty high chance of disconnecting into a good kill. Even the shaker could be a nice one here.
Both teams playing so careful. Again, they are tied in the standings. Aurora win this one. They will take the decisive lead 2 games up on Heroic. They could tie this one out. They're going to use the Echo, and Divine Llama in turn will RP those creeps in revenge for echoing him under the tier 2. And now, well, it looks like this could somehow still turn into a very good fight for Heroic. They get a nice control on the Earthshaker. The rockets will fall, and Analog ends up walking away with a double kill from this one. Lorenov will come in to get a bit of revenge, though. KJ's to fall, and they have the lockdown here, but Jabs will disrupt everything with his own Ravage. Can they run away from this one on Heroic? No, they'll want to take Lorenov with them. K1's even showing up for this one. He's got the Chronosphere. He'll use it at the very last second, and he'll get the kill. It's a 3-kill spree taken out from Lorenov. Now, he's got to be careful since 23 has shown up, and this Morphling has been hitting creeps for a while. He's strong. They'll back away as Heroic take the good fight for themselves.
What a fight. Almost 23, almost connecting the stun on the last strike. Honestly, that haste rune that Analog got there got all the kills that they needed on Heroic. To get back to the start of that, Dava Lama actually blinking on the Shaker, but he was such fast fingers that he pressed Echo Slam before he could get the skewer off. So that was actually the beginning of all the sequence, and Schofield topped there. But yeah, as you're gonna see on mid lane, that's some fast fingers. This is actually making the biggest moment about this, but they overextend a little bit. The haste rune coming in clutch. Analog getting some nice support kills there.
So much damage, man. So much. It was a huge save towards the end there, as you see. However, I think he was sentenced to death at that point already.
Almost would have died if that stun from the morphing would have connected. But now, economy is still looking good for Heroic here, even though that first move did not connect from Dalai Lama, and they might even hold on to that top tier 1.
Seems so.
Take the fight.
He's just standing in front of the tower. Divine Llama is ready and waiting. He's got the RP in another 6 seconds. That's why he used it so early in the fight on those creeps, so it could be up for now. And it looks like he will skewer away, or he took so much damage from that skewer. And now Jazz in a bit of danger. They still have the RP available if they want it here. No. Oh, the RP. Nice. It's on to 2 of them now. Jazz to fall. They'll return kill on Analog, though. And now K1 maybe in a bit of danger. They're going to chase around with the Echo. It's on to both of them. K1's got to be so much more careful here, as they've already lost 2. The damage just not enough, I believe, without that Leshrac and certainly without that gyrocopter. So now they will be battled back on heroic Aurora with a clean turnaround under that tower.
Oh, the pushback.
No. Oh my
god. That was like 5 HP.
I know, dude. That was close.
Nice connection from Savage here. That one came in clutch on Morphling because he was actually the guy getting the kill on the last strike there. Beginning of the fight looked really, really good for Aurora because he gets basically a skewer on the perfect target, the Shadow Demon. It was, of course, a fight without the Chronosphere. But the beginning of the sequence looks really, really, really good. Just later, actually all the damage kicking in, Analog dropping here a little bit low. Lorinov actually came with an Invis Rune. That's how it all started. Getting all the damage in on Analog. And yeah, as you can see here, 23 Savage getting almost 900 gold for that kill on the Leshrac.
Dude,
and
that jump in, oh, that's so good.
If K1 would have died there, that would have been quite a disaster. But in the end, I guess quite an even outcome. 23 Savage being one of the winners out of this fight for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, they kind of even up the net worth. They even get themselves a tower now on Aurora. And because there is so much use from Heroic, they actually feel comfortable smoking right now. Schofield, he was just taking a watcher. He didn't even think anybody was there. He'll get the bushwhack on one. He's still able to get the banishment, though. And I think there's going to be a dead hoodwink after this one.
These little watchers, they seem like they don't really matter too much. You know, you walk over them, you click them, and you know, you just press a funny button. But you would be surprised if you could see some statistics how many people actually die because of watchers. Like this little piece of information matters so much when the big map got introduced. It would be so interesting to see what the map would feel like if there were no watchers.
Yeah, if only there was a time in Dota 2 where there weren't watchers. Now, technically, though, Schofield did die because he was clicking a watcher, which means to me I will never click them because the people who use them die.
Good conclusion.
Yes.
No, head into a pub. I take over. But we can see K1 on his net worth being really happy on the 9.4k. But Morphling, once again, he should farm more slowly than the way with the Empower Maelstrom build. But Morphling in the end, I think if he gets his items, if he has even net worth like the other cores, he should really like be hard to kill, especially when, I'm not sure if he's gonna bite, but if he gets that shard. Because once he gets the shard, he can basically just almost survive any spell combination of Heroic's heroes.
Yeah, you have to have a silence on top of it. I don't think they're gonna have any extra silence here on the Heroic side.
It does feel weird to buy an Orchid as well, right? If the first item is a Manta, that's the funny thing about it. You buy this Orchid, you could try to get it for the Chronos 2 plus Orchid combination, but it is quite risky because a lot of things have to go well for it. And we could see in this quick buy on 23 Savage, he got the Manta completed and now it's going for the shard.
Oh, okay, so it's already, not gonna be easy to lock this guy in once he has that shard. Gonna have to have a lot of damage. And you know, he's been showing up to a lot of these early fights as well. You can see he got that adaptive strike to just murder Analog already. So he's getting some good value out of these fights for himself with very low commit. He just like kind of pops in, gets himself 500 gold, and then walks away. It's been very efficient for the Morphling so far.
Definitely. And we saw Schofield there getting caught on the top side, probably walked over one of the 2 observers on the top side. Nice pickoffs happening, definitely giving you some map control to get like these casual support kills, but Heroic are basically just paying for their own item timings. I imagine the Leshrac got his Bloodstone completed. We saw the Void, he got the Sanshin Yasha there, so he's going for the status resistance that he can possibly tank either the Ravage or the Echo. Makes a lot of sense to me because the chain standing of Aurora's draft is really strong and that's when Sanshin Yasha comes into play. Oh, smoke on mid.
Oh, they're trying,
just yet.
They're gonna put this chain stun to work if they can now. Of course, their big find would be the Faceless Void. He is certainly the big fish for Aurora.
And they are gonna find him.
Oh,
they are gonna find him.
Oh,
Sanshin Yasha's gonna pay off.
Is there going to be a fateful jump away? No, they have. Oh, wait. What?
Sanshin Yasha, right there. If that status assistance, they actually going back in.
He's going back in. You are a madman, K1. Or you're really smart. I haven't found out yet, but I'm excited to see which one it is.
Both teams are not sure.
I know, right? Nobody wants to commit so far. Every circle gets thrown down at once. I see a Chrono. I see a Ravage, and now it's all up to who can survive this initial onslaught. Ollie falls, jabs, he'll leash up the Faceless Void. They have to turn and hit the anchor for a while here, and it looks like they'll finally just turn back onto the Tidehunter. This just leaves everybody else heroic. They can run down the rest of this Aurora lineup. Both heroes are very slippery. Do they have the lockdown to keep away? No. 23 gets the TP out. Maybe they can lock in on this Timber. It looks like they will. And look, takes down Lornov, and it is a good fight for Heroic.
I did not expect him to go this way. You could hear a lot of pings happening in the background. Both teams were pinging like crazy, I think, because the beginning of the fight was honestly quite special. They saw the Void on the lane, but I think they just... Llama is I love seeing those reactions. That was so chill, actually. But in the beginning of the fight, I guess I'll get back to that later. I think here they just don't actually manage to take one of the heroes down, and they focus heroes a little bit better on Heroic. Llama getting a good job on the stops in the back line. And in the end, because they can't really connect their cores, they don't actually manage to take anybody down. You can see 23 Savage on the left, on his Faceless Void Morph, trying to get in the Schofield Hoodwink, but barely doesn't do so. I think in the beginning of all of that, they actually saw the Void on the lane, and they got the Fissure connection, but they were not sure how to use their spells in what correct order. Because they had the Echo Slam, they had the Shard on Tide, and they had the Ravage, but just barely could connect on those spells, so actually Void was not ready for that. And barely got the touch Yasha jump out, so in a different scenario with 0.5 second difference, this could have looked completely different. We could possibly have seen a dead K1 into a Roche for Radiant.
Right? Like, there's no way you take that fight without K1. If he dies on that wave, it's over. You know, Aurora have won, they take control of that bottom map, and as you said, it could have just been right into Roche for them. Instead, K1, he's able to get away from that one, stay around, and when all of the circles got thrown on out with the Ravage, with the Echo, with the Chronosphere, it was all for Heroic because I believe they still hadn't used the RP just yet. There was still that threat, and you know we weren't able to hard commit on the Morphling to get into that fight and really get the kills he wants.
Yeah, that is the strength of that draft. You have this insane team fight, which also honestly Aurora has really good team fight as well. But at the end it comes down to these small combinations actually bursting one of the heroes. Actually, really big fan of the stun Yasha build on the Void.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Kind of clutch too, because I feel there isn't a huge need for the Manta, but some people would still get it there to maybe dispel the Anchor Smash if you manage to hit it with it before a Chronosphere. There's also, actually that's probably just it. I don't think anybody's really going for an Orchid on this lineup, so clutch move for K1 to say that he doesn't need it, he can go without, and he lives, wins his team a fight because of it.
Schofield getting mid lane as well.
Oh yeah, I mean they use the RP and the rocket here. Lornov is still pretty safe right now. They'll lose Schofield topside, but they trade away for a bigger target here, and Lornov in the mid lane.
Yeah, we could see Lornov not happy about that. That mid lane is like Magnus territory. You go there, you get skewered, and he knows about this. He played enough games of Dota2 to see this happen, but sometimes these slip-ups, they happen. Dota is in the end a game of mistakes, and the team that does more mistakes, you know, gets to not enjoy the win. So not sure how to phrase that properly. But yeah, we also saw Schofield going down in a similar area before. On top side, he was kind of on his own, maybe trying to get some board out. And I can imagine now Heroic, all their cores are grouping up on the bottom side. After pushing this next wave, might look into Roshan themselves.
Yeah, somebody needs to get it soon here. If Aurora are able to get that Aegis, it means that they can kind of play a little bit more fearless into this RP, into this Chronosphere. But I guess as same can be said maybe for Heroic. You're still worrying about an Echo Slam and a Ravage that you got to be careful of. So whoever gets this Aegis definitely has a strong hold on the next fight, and it looks like that will be for Heroic.
Yep. Does not look like Aurora is gonna contest this one. Easy Aegis for the Leshrac, one of the best Aegis carries ever, because if he was ever afraid of before of going in and dying, now that fear is obviously gone, so.
Oh, absolutely. And it's really nice, like this synergizes so well with their lineup, because even if you do try to like all in for this Leshrac, you're gonna have an RP or a Chrono get thrown on top of you, and I don't really see the soft commit all there right now. I mean, look at everything that you have for damage and for kind of initiation here on the Aurora lineup. You're looking at like Fissure and maybe some stacks of poison with an adaptive strike. Anything truly meaningful to take down the Leshrac is gonna have to be like hard commit follow-up. Oh,
He's going again.
Oh, not that guy. That guy didn't have an Aegis. That doesn't count.
He didn't know the Aegis. Better so, though, I think. That Aegis was kind of wasted.
Yeah.
Still, I think we're looking at a game that is way more even than the one we watched before. Even though they have a small lead on Heroic, I still would not count out the Morphling just yet, because his net worth, he is 2k behind the Faces point, but as I mentioned before, I think if he gets the items he needs, I imagine he got the shard into Kanda right now.
Yeah.
Whatever his next item is gonna be, it's really gonna be Skadi or Butterfly. I think he's gonna get really, really tanky and hard to kill, so I think he's still calming down his team. He got the Shadow Demon in this draft. He knows later on he'll get everything it takes to carry those team fights.
Yeah, I mean, once he finishes out this Kanda, his damage will be definitely overflowing now. He should be able to just kind of murder the Gyro or this Hoodwink by himself. Still, the cores will be a little bit rough for him, but as you said, he's got some saves behind him with the Shadow Demons, so he doesn't have to play too fearfully throughout these fights. He can still skate around, take the long, drawn-out engagements, and I think they'll still come out on top if they keep him alive.
You can also see from Heroic's movement that actually they do smoke up as 3 now. But on the map movement, you can see there, even though they have this Aegis, they're not rushing to like get kills or something. They still try to keep scaling. You can see K1 on the bottom side farming the entire map because they know this game, no matter what happens, is going to keep going for at least another 10 to 15 minutes. So everybody in the game just trying to keep the scaling going. And this smoke actually looking quite promising.
I've seen this one
the
before. Oh, the kidnap. They're bringing him back into the Leshrac Sun, into the RP, and then a rocket. The chain stun perfect from Heroic. They killed 23, and even though he was shifting that entire time, he just wasn't able to play the game.
Amazing kill. This was possibly the best they could have found. Even though he had the shard, there was just too much chain stunning and damage coming in. Leshrac at this stage just deals, even though he wasn't even level 80, so much burst damage.
I know.
Absolutely perfect. They, of course, had to expect the RP for that, but you'll take that any time.
And pure damage is one of the worst things for this Morphling to deal with as well. You're either high HP and he's just ripping through you, or you're high armor and he's ripping through you. There's really nothing you can do versus that sometimes.
Oh, we had a DD as well on top of that.
Oh my goodness.
On the Leshrac. Oh, sorry, AD. My bad.
Yes, thank you. We'll work on that later.
Yeah, Morphling making the mistake of going for Manta over Assange and Yasha. Should listen to K1 guide. So, of course, the Manta makes a lot of sense.
True.
Kind of a necessity on the hero. The hero doesn't really work without it.
I'm surprised they didn't really go for any objectives after that. They took that tier 2, and I thought for sure they would be able to stick around. Do you think they're still slightly worried about this, Ravage into maybe the Echo?
So just so tight TPing out. Yeah, I think I do think they still respect the team fight. They know they're ahead, but I think these teams these days, they get really good at just basically staying disciplined. They understand their lead, and they know they're only gonna throw the game if they overextend into some too deep area. So they take it step by step. And even if realistically they would just group up as 5 and try to run at some towers or possibly even high ground, Dota right now doesn't work like this. The game is gonna keep going for at least a little bit longer anyway. So I think the way that Heroic is playing the map right now is honestly probably flawless.
Boy.
Nice
it's looking pretty good here. Nice save at the very end there for the Shadow Demon, but he's going to be greeted by rockets as soon as he escapes from that banishment here. So, Analog, they'll take down the last outer tower for her. No, they have one more outer tower for Aurora to still stick with. They're actually going to try to run high ground with this. I'm a little bit surprised here. I assumed this would only be for the outer towers, but without the Shadow Demon, they feel comfortable running up and doing a lot of damage here.
Yeah, nice pickoff. It was Analog with the Blink Dagger, catching them off guard. I guess maybe they had the information of the Blink Dagger before, but of course with the Aegis, you can just jump in fearlessly. And that was a good rotation because all of the Aurora heroes right now are not farming. They got forced back into the fountain. So yeah, I'm honestly very impressed with how Aurora is like using this Aegis to get a significant net worth lead. I think at the beginning of the Aegis it was like a 2k lead, and now it's between 8k and 9k.
And now, I mean, the Aegis just got eaten all up, so K1 is once again mortal. We'll see if they have the damage and if they can even find him. The smoke looks like it could grab him because they just saw him time walk into that Ancient's camp.
There's a ward. Okay, let's see if the Assange Yasha is going to save him again.
I don't know, it'll be hard. Ravage, the BKB, they didn't get anything, and now they get the Chronosphere turnaround from K1. However, the save is there. They may be able to turn this one back through. 23 will get in a little bit of a time dilation to get the rest of Heroic away. Just kite them back for a second, but there's so much damage on the Morphling. Analog is right on top of them. They've already lost Stabs. He has to get away from this one, and now it's just, can they keep a hold on these Aurora heroes, or will they be able to escape and TP home? They find Lornoff, but the blink through, it's not in time. He will TP out. It seemed kind of wild, but honestly, after a failed smoke and a failed ravage, they only lost the tide.
Jesus. Like, honestly, like K1 2 times in a row. Like, how does it happen? They tried to jump in and he just barely gets out. I think he almost framed perfectly, time walked when the ravage came out. And I'm not sure if that is because he actually saw the Tide Hunter. Let's see.
Oh my goodness.
It's so tight. If one of those stuns connects, he will surely die to the burst damage of Timbersaw and the Morphling there. So clutch play with that time walk coming out from K1. 2 times in a row, basically winning the team fight because the Fissure and the Ravage expanded at the beginning of the fight. Very easy to win that fight, but also Lornoff TPing out just by a frame in the end. So not too big casualties dropped, even though the start was really, really good for Heroic. Dalai Lama sweating, saying, guys, all of these moves are so close.
Every time the camera's on him, he's just like, he's fighting for his life, man. It's like nothing that he can do, not an edge he can give.
He's passionate, don't you love it? He's like, he's getting it all.
Yeah, no, he's leaving it all on the field.
I'd rather have a sweating teammate than a sleeping one.
That's true.
Even though practice rooms can be kind of small, you know?
That's fair, yeah. You know, there's a lot of heat going on in there. AC units, depending on where you're at, sometimes those aren't too great. I feel it. They are not sweating anything right now for Heroic. They got a 12,000 net worth lead. It feels like we've had a lot of team fights in this one, but it's actually only 14-14. The kill score is actually pretty even, but we still have yet to truly break the high ground right now for Heroic. So they're still looking for that last opening. Aegis could spawn in 20 seconds. We'll see who has control of it. Either way, it looks like it will be bottom whenever it spawns.
Yeah, we also saw there we got some new items completed. The Magnus got the Agonist Scepter, so now giving them an even easier time to do the collapse, basically you can call it, from TI-10 with the Horde Toss into Skiro combination. And we also saw that now 23 Savage, he changed his mind. He's not going for the Skadi that he had queued up earlier, but now after these steps that happened, going for the BKB instead. It will mean that he will be more survivable and actually like live through the electric damage and the Magnus damage, like Gyrocopter burst and all that. But it also means his DPS is gonna suffer from this. But I guess he says, I need this BKB, there's too much control on the Dire side, which is understandable. There's the RP, there's a Leshrac, there's a Gyrocopter, there's a Hoodwink. All these spells might have been too hard if he goes for the Sky to actually get some auto attacks off.
I mean, surely there's some room to grow for him still, though. Even if he does, you know, once he finishes out this BKB, he can still finish out the Satanic. He can still get rid of his Falcon Blade for the Scotty. And he has a +1 still if he wants to grab something instead of those boots. So he definitely has the option. But as you said, like, this BKB now is going to stunt this damage so hard when it feels like right now they kind of are missing the damage. They're also missing some nice initiations on K1, but like they need to take down this Faceless Void somehow.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, if he gets like the other two items after, let it be like, for example, Skadi Butterfly, then he would probably be the raid boss that nobody can take down. But in the end, Dota is a game of timings as well, and the item he decides to go for now will be for the next team fight, right? And the next team fight possibly will be at the Roshan pit if Aurora decides to take that fight. I assume they will, because realistically, if Hector on this Void gets his hands on an Aegis, it might be too hard to get any of the map back, and we can see Aurora slowly but surely taking the waters out of the map, but Heroic also smoking up.
Oh, they're gonna find him, I think. They Horde Toss, they drag him all the way out here. He does have the Ags, but on the other side, they actually chrono out to the Tide Hunter. He's gonna get saved. This could be the turnaround we need for Aurora. They are gonna lock in on Q, no Echo for sure. Analog getting focused down. The BKB, maybe they have the damage. He's trying to heal through it, but they will take him down. Can they let 23 run the rest of this fight with that buyback on the Earthshaker? K1, he keeps on diving forward. His team behind him, he feels very confident about this, but then they both jump into the Horde Toss and this going backwards. With the Echo, they'll try to dissuade, but they've already lost their Morphling. This is a rough fight now for Aurora. I don't think there's any coming back from this one. They have to get away with the two heroes left alive, but the rocket will connect, and that is a dieback on Q. Theoretically a team wipe now for Heroic, right in front of the enemy base.
Well, what a crazy team fight actually. Void trying to get a good backline chrono, only catching the tide that gets disrupted, looking pretty good at that point, honestly. But I think in the end, if you look at the Analog's Leshrac here, he just charges right through, doesn't even care about this pure Timbersaw, getting access to the backline, and also Schofield on the back, which you didn't even see, getting like the really strong jump on the Shaker there, locking down both supports for Analog to get the double split Earth off. Super chaotic fight though in the end. It was not obvious who's gonna come out ahead of this one.
It was like 2 or 3 pawns. It was everywhere. I mean, this fight took up so much of the map.
I guess in the end, the team won that had the 18k net worth lead. Void Magnus.
Damn it, I was gonna guess that. That was my second choice.
Hell of a combo. And we don't see this combo too often in the current meta of Void Magnus, but this gets activated, even especially with this Leshrac core as well. You have hell of a draft that you have to fight against, and honestly, Aurora's draft depends so much on the Morphling. I guess partially also the Timbersaw, but Trinity Savage has a lot of weight on his shoulders. He has to be able to kill so many heroes, and only has the duration of this one BKB.
Such a hard combo sometimes because you're all in on these like big timings. So if you don't use that chrono or that RP correctly, it feels like you could just lose the rest of the fight. And not only that, but like these heroes aren't necessarily damaged between themselves until the late game. Early on, you still need things to dump into this chrono, into this RP. So like your draft is a little bit constricted after you have the 2, but clearly Heroic, they've made it work really well here. Very high damage heroes around them in the Leshrac, in the Gyrocopter support, and in that Hoodwink. So they will grab themselves E, just give it to Analog. This Leshrac is gonna be a fiend for sure on the map. And Aurora, they're gonna have to find a way to disrupt these fights and give themselves an advantage, because a straight up 5v5, I don't think that'll work for them.
Try though.
Oh man, they'll try it, yeah. They do manage to nuke one support, but then, oh no, the heal's up. Can they get away? Maybe the Earthshaker actually lives from this one. There's an RP on the other side. He actually evades K1, but this Morphling is locked up, has the BKB trying to get away from this one, and K1, although the ulti is already gone, I think he's still a bit scary here. They're gonna lock up the Morphling. You gotta help out your boys. 23. They need some help. Lornov will get the revenge on one. They're gonna TP out on the Morphling, and they're just gonna try to kite out the rest of Heroic here. I don't think it's gonna work out. Surely they have enough to lock in on Lornov.
Not just yet.
No. Is he
got
out?
The blink, he's out.
Oh my goodness, he's out. That's okay. That's not bad.
That all these fights were all over the place. There's an RP on the right side, a Chrono on the left side. It all started with also the Yules, I think, on the Shaker in that Chronosphere. So yeah. I think Lornov had the Windbreaker there to save his buddy, which was kind of essential to save the Shaker in the beginning, not save the Shaker. But holy moly, yeah, but now they're of course chipping on the high ground. Analog on his Leshrac, feeling quite confident with the Aegis. But these fights just seem to get harder and harder and harder. The beginning was even almost perfect. They got the burst and the Hoodwink, so it was essentially a 4v5 fight.
And the Chrono wasn't even on the Morphling. Like, the Morphling was kind of left out on the other side, where unfortunately the other circle, the RP, did hit. But these fights are crazy from both teams, and I really thought this would be like on lock. Heroic would have these fights pretty much no matter what, but I'm actually worrying a little bit. Aurora are starting to split these fights in a really good way for themselves, where these big circles are only hitting on 1 or 2 heroes apiece. If you can keep that going for yourself, as you said, this Morphling with these items will carry this game, will have the damage, will have the tank ability. So Heroic, maybe they're actually going to be a bit worried after this Aegis dissipates, but we still have another, I believe, 2 minutes 40 on it that we're going to be waiting, and they're going to run high ground with it potentially.
Yeah, they're definitely taking the fights the way they have to take them. It's impressive that these fights almost look even when it's 20k net lead, because Heroic on paper should still be stronger. We can see here now, working up the high ground, they're actually going to fall to the Edict probably.
The only top racks, we've still got plenty in our back pockets. In the mid lane, the bot lane, we don't have many there.
You also have to refresh our point.
Oh no, Kidnap is a save here, but the RP, it's onto the Shadow Demon, it's onto the Timbersaw. They certainly have the damage. He's finally able to get the Ags off on the Timbersaw, but he's already lost so much HP. He's got to be a bit careful. He'll go in on Schofield once to get the kill on the support, but instead with the Ravage, they're looking to just control even more of this heroic lineup. Unfortunately for Lorinov, he's got to drive away from this one. Same with 23. They've dumped a lot to try to get this fight won, but instead it's another chrono from K1, another support killed, Lorinov gone, no buybacks from either, and now it's up to the rest of this Aurora lineup. I just don't think they have it in the tank. GG, game number 2, going to heroic. They'll split the series and keep themselves in line.